Ravana, Mahishasura, or Hiranyakashipu. They have been considered as the biggest villains in our holy scriptures. Whether it is Ramayana or whether it is Bhagavad Puran or Vishnu Puran, they were the faces of injustice, atrocities, and Adharma. They had the powers, they had the siddhis. Even the death was in the fist of Ravana, whereas Mahishasura had some great boons. The boons were so strong that it was next to impossible to kill Hiranyakashipu or Mahishasura. That's why Lord Vishnu had to incarnate as Lord Narasimha to kill Hiranyakashipu, whereas Bhagavati Durga had to appear to kill Mahishasura. Strength-wise, power-wise, they were all far superior. However, there was one more villain who was far weak in comparison to these, but he possessed one quality which even these villains didn't. And I am talking about Duryodhana, the villain of Mahabharata. In the longest and greatest epic of the world, that is Mahabharata, written by Maharishi Vyas, Duryodhana appears to be a wicked and sick human being. He does everything in order to get rid of the Pandavas. The Pandavas who represented Dharma on earth. So here, although Duryodhana doesn't have those many siddhis, as I told you, he doesn't have the death in his palms. The Devatas are not afraid of him, nor is he blessed by Lord Brahma himself. Yet, he has one quality which even these don't possess, and that quality is always playing the victim card. You see, for everything unjust that was done by Duryodhana, he blamed only and only the Pandavas. In the childhood, they feed poison to the mighty Bhim to kill him, right in the childhood, mind it, during the age of innocence, and then push Bhim's unconscious body into the river to kill him. Later on, when the Pandavas are young, the Kauravas are young, he plans the Lakshagraha, where he tries to burn the Pandavas along with their mother Kunti alive. Can you imagine 5 cousins, 5 brothers of his along with their mother? Someone who was like a mother figure to even Duryodhana. He plans it. And very interestingly, he even justifies it. He justifies it by saying that actually Yudhishthir had no right to be the king of Hastinapur. Entire Hastinapur belonged to Duryodhana himself. So the Pandavas were at fault of coming in the middle. The Duryodhana was still right, according to his own perception. An important point which is raised over here is that Yudhishthir was older than Duryodhana. And Maharaj Pandu was the king before Dhritarashtra, but this man never wanted to accept the facts. That's why the Lakshagraha was planned. After the Lakshagraha, we know what happened. He tries to again get everything from the Pandavas by planning the Chaucer, the Dute. Again over there he gives the justification that it was Draupadi who was responsible for it, because she had called him blind. Son of a blind man is always blind, that is what she had said. And for that he had to go to the level, he had to stoop to the level that not only did he snatch away everything from the Pandavas, their kingdom, their wealth, their subjects' property and wealth. But then he was also evil enough to get the daughter-in-law of the Kuru Vanshis in the entire hall in front of everyone and ask his brother to rip the clothes apart, to make her stand nude in front of the entire family. He went to that extent. Just for one sentence, insulting and literally trying to finish the purity of a woman, to crush it. It was something evil, but he even justified that. Again, he played the victim card, saying that he was the one who was insulted, so he was just doing what he was supposed to do. So on every point you see that Duryodhana is playing the victim card. He's an expert at that. Even towards the end, he justified the killing of Abhimanyu, where 8 Maharathis killed one man who was weaponless. How by deceit he brought Raja Shalya to his side? Or how he got Pitama Bhishma to become the Senapati, the chief of the military. All the things were examples of conspiracies and deceit by him. Yet he was having the courage to justify all that and still blame Pandavas at the end when he was about to die. When he himself lied on the deathbed, he still blamed Pandavas for it. He never accepted that it was he who wanted the war. When Lord Shri Krishna himself came to Hastinapur as the Shanti Doot, as the messenger of peace, he was the one who insulted Shri Krishna also, calling him just a gwala, a cow herder. And not only that, he even tried to capture Lord Shri Krishna, the biggest sin he could have committed after Draupadi Chiraran. He doesn't take responsibility of anything. Still, according to his perception and according to his explanation, his justification, Pandavas are the ones who should be blamed and not he. Now, if you look at the entire character of Duryodhana, you understand that he was an incarnation. In Maharshi Vyasa's Mahabharata, it's clearly given that Duryodhana was none other than incarnation of Kali Yuga. Yes, he was Kali Yuga himself. And that's why you see these kind of victim cards. That's why you see how he blamed others. This is something which is common today. You see the politicians. You see the actors. You see the artists. You see the doctors. You see the police officers. You see the authorities. They make money, ample of money. They want success. They want fame. They want everything. However, for that, when they are walking on the path of vices, when they are walking on the path of something wrong, they won't take the responsibility. And when the time comes when they have to pay for their sins, when the backlash comes, they are good enough, they are intelligent enough to blame the other people for that. When they are doing something wrong, they don't want to take the responsibility. They don't want to see the effects, the consequences of their deeds. However, when the backlash comes, they will give justification. And for that purpose, they will use their caste, they will use their religion, they will use their color, their physique, they will use their X, Y, Z kinds of characteristics and somehow show that they are the ones who are victims and not the other person. But in reality, the other person has only reacted to their action. And this is the quality that we see in the people of Kali Yuga. which even Ravan didn't possess, nor did Hiranyakashipu, and not even Mahishasura, because they never played the victim cards. But these people do, thanks to being the successors of Duryodhana. Jai Shri Krishna.